Go Green Television. Green Vibes, Real Lives.
Good morning, hope you're well. Today we are having a conversation with the Chief Environment Officer, Nairobi County, Mr. Geoffrey Musiria. We are so privileged to have this opportunity to learn more about his role and the important work he's doing on the environmental issues here in Nairobi County. We are looking forward to know about his insights, reliable strategies, and the challenges and also the future responsibilities in the environmental sector. Thank you very much, Mr. Musiria, for your time, for taking time to have a conversation with us. Going straight to the point, let us start with the cleaning of the whole Nairobi. Start with the cleaning of the Nairobi River. What concrete steps has the county taken to clean up this river?
Yes, Nairobi River is being cleaned by the Nairobi River Regeneration Commission, working closely with Nairobi City County Government. As the county government, our work is to ensure that there is no sewer discharge or any effluent into the river. We also ensure there is no illegal dumping happening in the river or along the river banks. And also, our work is also to ensure that we do beautification, we plant trees along the river as they do the repossession of that river. And also, the county government is working closely with the national government to install the sewer along the river so that people now can connect the sewer into the sewer system.
Mm-hmm. How is the county government involving the community and the informal settlement along the River Nairobi in the cleanup and the maintenance process?
Yes, you see, the president, His Excellency the President, recruited over 20,000 young people to help in the cleaning of Nairobi River. They are working closely with the 3,500 county government employees in the exercise of cleaning that river. And along the river, those youths who are employed are from the same community the people live next to the river. And they've been engaged, they're participating, and they're doing good work as far as the cleaning of that river is concerned.
Do you have any plans of rehabilitating this river's ecosystem in such that just not the removal of waste, in like restoring wetlands or native vegetation?
Yes, those plans are there. Apart from cleaning, we have to, so the wetlands have to be protected, and all the natural resources along the river, they have to be protected.
Talk about waste management, starting with the Dandora dam site. Do you have any long-term plan for this dam site?
Yes, we are doing a waste-to-energy plant at Dandora Dam inside, and this one is going to sort out the problem. Because again, when we are taking all the garbage from Nairobi to Dandora, we are also doing pollution in Dandora. That's secondary pollution. We need to stop that. And for us to stop that, we are doing a waste-to-energy plant. This is going to sort all the problems of Nairobi. Now people will be competing to get waste, collect waste, and go and sell to the company, which is coming up at Dandora.
I believe that is also involving the recycling of the plastic.
Yeah, also we are encouraging people who are handling material recovery facilities, the recyclers. We have many, and also the county government is partnering with other partners who have come on board to set up material recovery facilities like the one we are doing in Korogosho. This one is also going to help us minimize the quantity of waste that ends up in Dandora. So if we remove all the recyclable, only organic will end up in Dandora, and this will minimize the level of pollution happening in Dandora. Yes.
And in the whole Nairobi waste management, when are the residents of the whole Nairobi County expecting to shift to a more modern waste management system?
It's a process. It's not a one-day thing. And again, as a county government, we have partners who have come on board. We're trying to work closely with them so that we are able to engage the residents of Nairobi to understand the importance and the value of waste they generate. Because the waste they generate, especially the recyclable, they can add out of it. And they need to be trained on waste segregation from source. And that's something we are doing with partners. It's a long-term process. It's not a one-day thing. Also, our culture, our attitude, people need to be trained, they need to be educated, they need to be taught, they need to understand the importance of managing their waste from source. They need to understand that this waste, they need to track it to the final disposal. They need to know where their waste ends, because as at now, people generate waste, they just dump it all over. And the same people are the ones complaining that Nairobi is dirty. The residents of Nairobi, they're the main and the biggest polluters of this city. So, these are the only people who can clean the city. And that's why I'm always asking every person who understands environment to take that opportunity, because everyone is on media, to use their social media platforms to educate the people the importance of keeping the environment clean, to tell them, to give them tips on how they can manage their waste from source, so that if every person can own the waste they generate, then you won't see people dumping waste all over. We won't see people throwing bottles out of matatus, out of their personal cars around the road reserve. You won't see people throwing waste outside their houses. People will be able to take responsibility of their waste. What we need is just culture change, and also people have to be patriotic to their country and to their environment they live in. Because if today the environment is polluted, the people will suffer is that the residents of Nairobi, nobody else. And the future generation will not have a country or a county to live in, because it will be dirty and it will be full of diseases.
Do you have any plans of including waste speakers or informal waste handlers in this transition process?
Yes, we are working closely with the waste speakers. We are also educating them, and we have mapped the 17 sub-counties. We have also, there's a study we are doing with working closely with the Kenya Manufacturers of Association, the waste speakers, the private service providers in waste collection, to see how can we work closely with all these partners, and also other partners involved in environment, especially the cycling of waste. We have brought all of them together. We come up with a strategy on how we can manage waste from source until it gets to a final disposal, and along the way we can get the recyclable, which is now taken to MRFs, and the remaining of the waste can be taken to the final disposal as we work towards bringing our own waste to energy, which is going to sort out all the problems of Nairobi.
About greening of Nairobi County, we've seen so many planting campaigns starting with enthusiasm, but they fail due to lack of care. What are you doing as Nairobi County to ensure that the survival of trees here in urban zones?
As a county, we are planting trees, we are growing trees, and we make sure that those trees that are planted there are protected by the staff who are working the Green Nairobi, the county staff, support staff. But again, greening Nairobi is the responsibility of all the residents of Nairobi. Every person has to take responsibility of even the trees we plant, because you find we have planted a tree, the same residents are the ones who are even trying to even tamper with those trees. Some even step on those trees as young as they are. Some even go stealing those trees to go and sell somewhere else. So there is that there is a need to educate the people the importance, and that's what we are trying to do. And I'm calling upon the media houses and everyone to use their media platforms to educate the people the importance of greening Nairobi, because this responsibility starts with the city residents, and we call upon the partners, all the stakeholders, government institutions, private sector, to also take part in this process of greening Nairobi. About trees, we have a tree nursery where they can get trees from. They can plant on their frontage, especially the companies, the hotels, and all that other industries, so that instead of doing concrete, because most of people are now doing concrete in their frontage, and this is really affecting our city, especially now issues of climate change and the issues of now urban heat. Now Nairobi, there's a time we experienced temperatures up to 30 degrees. And this is because we have cut down trees, we have not replaced. Many developments are coming up, and there's need to plant more trees We recently visited India, Rajkot, and that place, they are doing tremendous work as far as managing their heat, urban heat. They have strategies, they are planting trees, they are using their sewer, they recycle their sewer into water, they have built an artificial lake. The water from this artificial lake is used for irrigation. We can also do the same in Nairobi. Around River Nairobi, there are good plans about doing dams along the river so that this water can be used to do irrigation, to do urban farming in those areas that they're doing urban farming, so that the environment, the temperatures can be regulated, because if we plant more trees, the air, even the air becomes clean, it will minimize on air pollution, and also there's need to move to e-mobility, because right now our city is polluted because there is a lot of vehicle emissions and also emission from industries and companies. Those are things that we really need to work on to work on, so that we secure our environment.
Concerning the greening of do you have greening of the Nairobi town? Do you have a citywide green master?
Yeah, we have, and actually we have been even planting trees within CBD, because CBD is also a place where most people spend their time, and that's where there is a lot of vehicle emission. A lot of air pollution is happening within CBD. Even this on 5th this week, we shall be planting trees within CBD, and I suggested to my team that we shall be planting trees at least 2 meters, so that we try and green our city, because this is the place where most people spend their time. During the day, we have almost 5 million people who are accessing CBD to do business there, so they need a clean environment, and that's why we need to plant as many trees as possible, so that we green our city and we clean our air that we breathe.
We've been seeing you in the fight against noise pollution in Nairobi.
Yes.
What have you been doing to manage as the city, as the county government? What have you been doing to manage this noise pollution? Because they come from traffic and public transportation. We have the entertainment zones and the nightclubs. We also have the churches and mosques.
Yeah. I think what we do, as far as we are enforcing, we are also educating the people that they need to understand noise pollution from the establishment should not disturb their neighbors. Noise pollution from their church, from their club, from their mosque, from their business should not become a public nuisance, because the residents of Nairobi, everyone needs peace. Everyone needs to work in a peaceful environment. People have learning institutions within those areas. People have sick children. We have hospitals. So as a long-term solution, we are working in moving those establishments from residential areas to zone areas where clubs are bars and restaurants are allowed to operate. We also need them to move to CBD, because nightlife in CBD has been killed by moving clubs to the residential areas. Also the churches, if they need to do night services, let them do it away from residential, or they can as well switch off the music system, the amplified music system, and worship without amplifying their noise, because not everyone want to hear what they are preaching, because every person has his ways of worshiping his God. So as you worship your God, don't interfere with the peace of your neighbor, because even in the Bible, if they can read Matthew chapter 6 verse 5, it shows clearly, even God, the way Jesus told the people that you can go lock yourself in their room and pray in silence. So they can also do the same. Same applies to the mosque. Not everyone is a Muslim. They can always have another way of calling their people to the mosque while worship, rather than amplified music, amplified sound that disturbs the neighbors. So there's a lot that's happening, but we are trying to educate people. We are trying to also enforce where people fail to comply, because that's also part of our work.
Are there penalties?
Yes. Yeah, they are.
Are they being enforced?
Yeah, they're being enforced. Whenever we arrest, that also are taken to court, and there are those. Sometimes, not that our work is not again to just take every person to court, because we take this person to court, tomorrow they repeat the same. We again ask them to commit, and there are those who have committed to soundproof and they have soundproof. So we also guide them. Our business is also to guide them and facilitate them to do their business in a way that they don't interfere with their neighbors.
Is there a way where the residents can ask for help for the noise control?
Yes, we have our numbers. They can call always 1508. That's a toll-free number. They'll be able to be directed. And we have really been receiving so many complaints. We have a team that is on standby, which always respond to those complaints. And there's a very good positive feedback from the residents of Nairobi as compared to before, because at least they know there's a department which is concerned with the environmental issues.
Talk about the social and community impact. How is your environmental departments collaborating or working with the youths, schools, and grassroots organization in the promoting awareness for environmental?
Yes, we are working closely with we have community-based organizations. We always we have a team which visit the schools. We're also working with private service providers. We are working with community leaders to create awareness, to educate the people on the importance of our environment. Is a program which we have that is running. We have a department within environment that's handling that. And again, that's why I'm calling upon the people of Nairobi, media houses, to assist us. Because again, we may not have enough resources to pay for this. But if they can be able to give us a platform like yourself now, this message, once it goes out, someone will learn out of it. There are people who are doing an illegality as far as the environment is concerned, and they don't know that what they're doing is wrong. So there's need to educate them, and through the media platform, we have been able to reach many people. On my social media, I've always sent out environmental messages. I've always used the platform to educate the people, and also the county platforms, media platform, we always send out a message. And I believe that through this engagement of engaging young people, the community, the message is out there.
We have seen you feeding the street children
Yes.
around 2 weeks ago, which I believe it's a personal initiative. Or do we have support systems for the vulnerable groups?
Yes, the government has a department concerned, but what I did is a personal initiative, because I felt that we need to meet these kids, we need to understand why they are on the streets, we need to really talk to them, we need to help those who want to go back home, those who want to go to their homes, we also need to help them, because the only way you can change society, it doesn't need you to spend millions of money. You can spend the little you have, but you get a chance to listen to them, and also get to see how can you provide a solution. It may be short term or long term, but it will change this person, it will save a generation, because most of the young people in the streets, these are children. Most of them have run away from their homes because they did a mistake and feared to be beaten by their parents. Some of them, their parents are absent, they are drunkards, they are never available. So every child in the street has a painful story. There are those who have lived in the story and now they are adults. There are those who are working. There are those who still live in those streets. That's the place they don't know as their home, because they don't have their parents, they've been born in the streets. So everyone has a story. But if we all go out there, listen to them, not to see them as thieves. They are not thieves, they are not bad people, they are also human beings. The only difference between most of us and them is that maybe we had a privilege to be taken care of by our parents. We got a chance to go to school, we have a chance to live in a home, but they also have a privilege because God has given them life. They have a chance to live in the street. That's the only place they call their home. The same way you call your house your home, the street is the place they call their home. And if you move away those streets, these people will suffer. So that's why I always say, let's use any available opportunity, the little resource you have, the extra you have in your pocket, try and change these children. If we are able to talk to them, we can always get a way of reuniting them with their families. We can always get the way of taking them to homes, to rehabilitation centers, and we can change society. And it's something that I'm passionate about doing it, Because myself, where I am today, it's not that I was born in a rich family or brought up in a rich family. I had a chance to go to school. Having been born in a family of 21 children, my father took care of us. He had 3 wives. His wives were responsible. My mom was a responsible mother. She took care of us together with my father. And now I have a chance to also take care of someone else. And I've helped a few, those few kids who are willing to leave the street. I've helped them to get them to their homes. There's one I'm educating from my personal salary. I pay 40,000 every term for him to study in a school, in a boarding school. And there are those have helped to take to Madare, especially those who are sick, who have mental issues. They are being treated. We have 2 cases in Madare Mental Hospital. Those who are willing, we always help them. One has actually gotten well. He has been discharged, but he has no place to go. So we are trying to look for a home where he can go as we work out on our way to help him secure a job somewhere. Also, this is just a call, is a calling. I'm doing the work of God because it's beyond my responsibility.
That is as a person, but
yeah.
As a county government.
We have a department concerned with that and is doing its work. And even the national government, they have a department that is concerned with that. So it's a responsibility of the government. But again, we have people who go out of their way to help them because the government also may not have enough resources to solve this problem. That's why we need private members to come on board and assist the government.
Okay, concerning the World Environmental Day, this coming Thursday,
yes.
Or June, we've seen so many other environmental days in the previous years. We come out, we plant trees, we create awareness about keeping our environment safe. So what will you be doing as a Nairobi County, which is so different from the other World Environmental Days?
On this one, we have called partners on board. And these partners, we want to start an engagement. We don't want people to come out, just do an activity, take photos, send to their partners abroad, they send them money, they eat. We want partners who will come on board. We do an activity that is sustainable, that will change society, that will change our environment. We don't want people who are opportunists, who want just to appear, take photos with us, take videos, share with their partners, ask money, solicit funds to come and use for their own personal benefits. If we are doing it for environment, then we have to do it. This one is purely dedicated for environment. We have invited partners who are doing environmental matters and serious partners who are going to help us. We're going to plant trees, we're going to clean our city, but that is something that will be continued after even the World Environment Day. We want sustainability, and we will also map these partners. We give them specific areas to manage in terms of greening the city.
So before we wind up, what is the biggest challenge that you're facing as a Nairobi County concerning the environmental sector?
The biggest challenge is the people. The people of Nairobi, they don't want change. They want status quo to remain. They want pollution to continue, and they have lived with it and they feel that it's part of their life.
Maybe they don't know if they're doing it. Maybe they're
That's what I'm saying. The biggest challenge is the people because they know what they're doing is wrong, but they want to continue doing it. Even if you educate them, even if you enforce, you arrest them, they still want to continue doing it because they have lived with these bad habits, and it has become a norm, it has become a culture, and they believe it's part of their life. But I believe that with media on board, and if all media houses can sacrifice time and air an environmental message for free for the people, it's going to change society. And also the means of education needs to introduce environment as a subject from class 1 to university, and it be compulsory, where people are being taught about the environment. It shouldn't be optional, but a compulsory subject, and where everyone is made to plant trees. And also the parliament need to come up with policies that are going to make it compulsory for every citizen of this country to plant trees, because greening our country is the only way that is going to save us. Because as we plan to move to, and also there is need to come up with policies that are going to now move our vehicles from consuming petrol and diesel to electrical, so that we move to e-mobility, which is environmental friendly, to safeguard the future of this nation. Because in the next 20 years, people will be dying out from upper respiratory diseases. Even the food you consume is polluted because the environment is polluted. So we'll be having many cases of cancer. So we really need to think about the future, not now. Leaders need to make decisions about the future, about tomorrow, not now. Because right now we are already suffering. Myself, I'm a victim of air pollution. Whenever I go to a place which is polluted, my nose will blow. So that's why I'm very passionate about cleaning our environment, because it affects me directly. Even the food we consume is polluted. Whenever we eat, we have stomach problems. So we really need to clean our environment. And the time to do it is now. Nobody's going to do it for us. It's us who can do it. And if we don't do it, then one day, God will judge us harshly. Judgment day will be better than any other person. If you hold this kind of an office, just do your best.
As you wind up, Mr. Musiria, maybe a word to the state, to everyone, and a call for climate action.
I'm asking each and every person to take responsibility of their environment. Our actions of today, as far as the environment is concerned, will either have a positive impact tomorrow or a negative impact. So let's always work towards keeping our environment clean for the future generation, and let's all embrace our environment. Let's change our culture. Let's be patriotic to our country, to our environment, and above everything, let's love our environment as we love ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Geoffrey Musiria, for your time, and wishing you all the best as you change the Nairobi city.
Thank you so much.
Go Green Television. Green Vibes, Real Lives.